Good evening. Happy Sunday night, everybody. Hi, non-fam, how you doing? I think you're the only one on. Three people I see now. Bearcore 3D, hey, how you doing? Oh, Justin, just changed your channel name finally. Okay, cool. Hey, Justin, welcome. This was kind of a scheduled last second again, which I tend to do. It's a long weekend up here in Canada. Tomorrow's a holiday for us. So it's just a civic holiday of some sort. So I wasn't sure how many people are going to show up tonight. Hey, old curmudgeon. Yo. Hey, old curmudgeon. Listen, down drilling bits, man, that made a huge difference in my carving last week. So great tip. Thank you. Breakcore. Okay, Breakcore. Okay, I'll try. It's going to take me a little bit to remember. That's going to take me a bit to remember it's you, Justin, but I will try and remember that. So it's the first time seeing it. So middle of a heat wave again here. It seems to be the news this summer out here is we are hot. We're in the high 90s as far as my American friends go. So 34 degrees out there right now about. So, and that's at 6:30 in the evening. It's hot. So I got my fan going this week, which is good. I got my water going, ice water. So wasn't that you, old curmudgeon? It might have been, who was it? I don't remember. I get so many comments and stuff, but anyways, whoever suggested it, it did work better. I used the down carve bit instead of the up carve one on the plywood, and it made a beautiful difference to the finished surface. I finished that one job off, which was a combination of a laser burn board with some initials and a date on it, and then a name cut out of the 5mm plywood. The customer picked it up today. They were extremely happy with it. So it's all good. So I wasn't sure what to do tonight. I haven't touched on 3D printing on the stream in a few weeks. I've been concentrating on the CNCing, which I'm really starting to enjoy. But I figured tonight I'll just sort of lean back in towards some 3D printing. I got these boxes in. Well, two of them came in one day last week, and the third one came in on Friday. I'm not going to start the build tonight just because I need to prepare my area with the big, but I do want to unbox these. I'm excited to open these boxes and just see what's in them. I figure it's a jelly. Oh, sorry. I know. I just want to see. I know what's in them. It's 3D printer parts, but I want to see what's in them. So it might have been llama. It was llama. Yes, it was llama. Yes, thank you. I get confused with the names. I can only imagine how the big channels do it when they have a lot of regular viewers. So anyways, but then again, they don't interact as much. So yeah, so I'm gonna pop this open. I went ahead. I've got I'll switch here. I picked up a little holder to hold some of my router bits. I picked up a few bits. I got some collets there. And in the background there, I picked up a plank of solid oak. It's expensive wood, but I got a small piece, so it wasn't too bad. But it's heavy, it's hardwood, and I cut a few pieces. I want to try doing some V-bit carvings in oak. So depending on how long I take to open and look at all these things, maybe I'll just do a little V-bit carving. But otherwise, it's just going to be a pretty casual stream tonight. So nothing too exciting other than revealing these boxes. And then I want to start this build soon. I do have somebody that's contacting me, said he'd be interested in coming and helping me with this build. So that's a possibility because this gentleman knows a whole lot more about this kind of thing than I do. There's other builds on there. There's a few other of the big channels that have done this build. And it's like, well, why would you watch mine? Because they know a whole lot more about the technology than I do. But you know what, coming from this being my first major build, it's very intimidating to me. It is, but I'm not letting that stop me. And I'm hoping that by me doing this live over several weeks or however long it's going to take, I'm hoping that that's going to maybe inspire other people who are just waiting and just not sure if they want to attempt something like this. And they may say, oh, well, if DWIT can do it, if Tim can do it, anybody can do it, which is usually the case. So because I'm not the most technically inclined, and I do learn a lot from you guys as well. And if I have this gentleman joining me, I'll learn a lot from him as well. So You'll help build it. Just send it here for, yeah. Okay, I'll get right on that, Marcel. Hang on. Let me find the waybill labels. Hey, Critic482, how are you? And hey, Apprentice, you're here. We can start now. We can. And Chris Travis, I noticed you joined on. So nice to see everybody. So that's awesome. So I'm going to start just opening some boxes. And as I say, I want to go for about an hour. And if I have a chance after these, I'll switch screens up. We'll whip together a little. I just want to do, I don't know, maybe the word DWIT 3D. And I want to just see what the V carving looks like, because I got these. They're the bits that are on the up where all the little colorful ones are. They're the two on the left and the front, and they're actual V carving bits versus the 60 and 30 degree ones I got. I think it's a 70 and a 90 degree V carving bit I got. I want to try those and see, because that gives a really nice three-dimensional look to the wood as it does as it peels it away. So I'm excited to try that, especially on a piece of oak, because oak has got some really nice texture to it. So and it's hardwood, right? So this will be different. Everything I've done so far has been plywood or softwood. So anyways, be right back. I'm not going to wait for you, Chris. I'm going to start opening these boxes because I'm excited to see what these pieces are. So I've got a couple camera views. I've got this one. I've got the bench camera view, which looks this way. And that's the camera that's right above my monitor here where I'm reading your chat. And then I've also got a bench build camera, which sort of looks back. It's right over there pointing towards me and pointing back at these boxes, and over at the CNC you can see. So, and of course my close-up camera. So yeah, so let's just open some boxes here, guys. If you have any questions, hey Kenneth, and you guys want to slow down, see a part up close, just let me know. I can pretty much guess that this top box, it is heavy as all get out. I got to say it's probably 50 pounds. It's pretty heavy. I'm sure that's the extrusions, the aluminum extrusions. So they have their own packaging tape. Yeah, they do. So I kind of knew what the packages were when they came in. So I'm going to just start by opening this top box. Again, I'm not building anything tonight. I'm just opening the boxes because, number one, it's way too hot for me to be doing any builds tonight. And I wasn't prepared. And I'm going to need, based on the length of these extrusions, and I'm sure that's what these are, is the aluminum extrusions, I'm going to need a bigger, I'm probably going to have to get probably a 1.5 or 3/4 inch plywood board, 3 foot by 3 foot, to sort of have on my bench and use as a platform to build it. So, because it's going to be pretty big. Hello, Betty Boop. How are you? And I'm sure where Betty Boop is, Jerry is not far behind. Correct? Correct. So let's slice this guy. Oh, sure, I have a dull blade. I'm just going to break that blade off, throw that out later. Let's see what we have. First time opening. So these all 3 of these boxes left Portugal at the same time with DHL. And my goodness, there was over 40 different check-in locations on the tracking. This thing hit like 5 different countries on its way here. She locked you in a room with paints and a brush. There we go. Medication for a dull blade. I agree, Liam. How are you? For sure. Yeah, but no, that blade's worth it. But yeah, about 42 different tracking locations for this thing. My goodness, and this thing took a whirlwind tour before it got here. 3 pieces left Portugal. 2 pieces showed up at once. 3rd piece got held up in customs for some reason. This big one. Maybe it was the weight. Maybe they needed to see what was in it. Although it doesn't look like it's been opened. There's no customs packing tape or anything on it to indicate it has been opened. So let's see. It's very well packaged. A lot of foam in here. Lots of foam. And as I suspected, it is the extrusions, the rails, whatever you want to call them. Oh man, it's heavy. I just got to figure out how they package this up here. Oh, I think if I turn this up this way, nope. Let's see. Oh, I see, right on the bottom here. Okay. I just don't want this thing to go boom, boom, and fall because it's heavy and it'll make a mess. It'll hurt, actually. This end looks like it got hit a little bit. I got to make sure there's no dent in the aluminum, but they've got this packaged. Yeah, they got a lot of good packaging on the end of this. So you see when I open it, it's packed tight with big amount of foam to prevent any droppage. So they've taken into account if somebody drops that, and so it doesn't dent the end of the extrusions. So there we go. Okay. Get some of this packaging out of the way here. No printer, just foam. That's it. Okay. There we go. Slice here, slice there. I guess I could stand up and not be so lazy. And I just happened to throw this shirt on today to go out, and figured I'd keep it on. Advertise for Tripod again, since he's the only other shirt that I have, the only other channel that I have a shirt for other than my own. And I don't need to advertise my own channel with a shirt because you guys are tuned into my channel. So, okay. We have some aluminum. Being very careful, I don't want to scratch it before I even build it. There we go. We have a 2020. Oh no, these are 3030s. I think these are 30s. Man, they're nice. I just like the sound of that. SBC 3D, hello and welcome. We're not building, we're just unpacking to see what I'm going to be dealing with. There's another one. They get longer. There we go. I'll kind of lay them out here. You won't be able, actually, if I lay them out this way, that doesn't matter. They're just aluminum extrusions, 30 by 30. I'm pretty sure they're 30. Let me just double check. Yeah, 30. 30 by 30. So it's going to be a heavy printer. My goodness. Just these 3 boxes alone, I don't think I could lift them on my own. Just lift them, period. I think this is going to be a heavy machine. So then we have another few packages of 1, 2, 3 more. 3 more 30 by 30s. And they're all that longer length. 3 more 30 by 30s. They're a little shorter, just a tiny bit shorter. Oh, a lot of extrusions, my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17. 17 extrusions. Wow. Then we have a little 20 by 20. A lonely old 20 by 20. Man, it looks tiny after I've looked at these big ones, but this is the standard size that you get on all the cheaper 3D printers. Look at that. Just don't drop the long extrusions. I won't, Kieran. Hello, Kieran. No, that would hurt the toe just a little bit. I will not drop it. These tables are solid. They are said to hold 800 pounds. We have some threaded rods. So that is obviously the 3. That's probably the 3Z rods because it's a 3-axis bed. That's the height. Wow, that's tall. 500 by 500 by 500. Okay, then in here we have, I'm going to guess, let's just get this box out of the way. That's empty. Throw that there. I'm going to guess that these are going to be linear rails. And I'm not going to open these right up. I think they're individually packaged inside. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, exactly what these are. So we have linear rails. 1, 2. Ooh, man, greasy. Let me grab my towel here. Well-lubed linear rails. So I'll just leave these all in here, actually. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 linear rails. 2, 4, 5, 6 linear rails. Man, I'm a little nervous already. This thing is going to be massive. Okay. Let's put them back on there. And there we have linear rails. All the railings. Ta-da! All in one package. That was the last package to show up. Okay. This massive one on top, I'm going to guess it's heavy enough to be the actual build plate. So we'll see. And for those of you who might say, if you see an address label or anything, I'm not worried about hiding anything. It's my business address, and it's public knowledge anyway, so not hiding that at all. Again, very well packaged, considering it had to come across the world. Stopped in Germany, the United Kingdom, Spain. Man, this thing, more traveled than I am. Okay. There we go. No such thing as too much love. DWIT. Yeah, okay. Watch, it's not the build plate and just the large instruction manual. Yeah. Well, there is the, from my limited knowledge, this looks like it is the heating pad. I guess the 120 volt, 1500 watt heating pad. Man, that's big. Like, look at my head compared to this. That's massive, man. With the 3M tape on the back. Wow, that's big. I know, that's what she said. Paul Cumber, it's 500 by 500 by 500. That is big. Okay, we're going to put that aside. This, how big is it? Glad you asked. There is the build surface, flexible build plate. Whoa! Like, holy crap. I'm in over my head here, guys. Am I really going to be able to do this? Holy crap, that is a big build surface. Oh my goodness. I've seen pictures of this thing. Technical support, that's all I'm going to call him for now. Technically, he has one of these this size, but the pictures don't do it justice. When you see this thing in real life, okay, Kieran. When you see this thing in real life, my goodness, it's massive. Like, look. I mean, that covers my fat belly. It's so big. So, yes, full R2-D2 size. Absolutely. Hey, Mika Steve. So, this is a magnetic build plate. Obviously, with a magnet on the bottom. Wow. Okay, that is huge. That is incredible. Like, I can't, like, there's a lot of that's what she says here, but my goodness, this is massive. That's intimidatingly big. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to put this back on here. Oh, wow. Move that over here. You don't need that light on. There's more in here. I think we're going to be sticking with the theme of build plate in here. Okay. You know, I think I couldn't start with the build tonight even if I wanted to, because I'm too overwhelmed by the unboxing of this thing and the opening, because it's like, I could not believe how big this was. Do not stack. So that's funny that they have a little label here that says do not stack, but it was covered up with the other packaging. Interesting. So I'm hoping nobody stacked anything. Okay. What are we saying here? What size nozzle am I going to run on it? Hopefully not 0.4 or smaller. I think it's coming with a 0.4, but doesn't mean I can't put a different nozzle on it, right? I'm going to run everything with a 0.2 nozzle at 0.1 millimeter layer height, and I'm going to run everything at 50 millimeters a minute, 50 millimeters a minute. That's exactly right, Liam. Yeah. Hey, Matt. You can do it. I think so. I'm intimidated by this. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to do it because you know what? I got to get rid of some other small 3D printers. This is going to be the main one, and this will allow me to pretty much do anything. Oh my! I don't think I want to take this out too far. Oh wow! Hang on. Look at this. This is the build plate, or the whatever, the bed. This is the aluminum bed. That is, look at that. Look at that. Wow. That is beautiful. Oh wow. That is heavy. That is heavy. That is, okay, let's see. Because I know you guys are going to ask. I know you're going to ask. That's 1.5 millimeters. No. It's 1.5 millimeters thick. Oops, I got to zero that. That's a 6.5 millimeter thick build plate. That's big. Or maybe 6. This is measuring at about 6.5. Yeah, 6.49. 6.49 millimeters. That is thick. I don't think I've ever seen one that thick in person. Come on, Karen. This is your line. This is your cue. I've never seen a build plate. I've never seen one that thick in person. Cool. Okay. Okay. So there we are. Build plate. Or not build plate. Bed. Bed. So we'll put that back on there. Like so. Just because that's not going to come till the later stages. And then we'll put these back on here, like so. And we'll just move this gingerly out of the way. Actually, I guess I don't need the plastic now. There we go. Wow. Down and down. Whew. That's impressive. I like that. What's half a millimeter between friends? I agree, Karen. The surface was shiny. Very nice. It should be flat. That's the goal, that we want a perfectly flat surface. And I can almost sleep on the bed. Yep. Sublease the frame out. Yeah, well, it's going to be big. Okay, now I'm going to assume this box, which is fairly heavy itself, is going to contain stuff. I'm trying to think which way is up. Let's see what's in this. This is a packing list or something. I haven't opened this yet. Let's see what this is. This is a invoice receipt. Oh, okay, that's my bill, my receipt. My receipt and a page full of something in a language I have no clue how to read. But that's my basically packing list, I believe, and a bill. Okay, I think this is the probably top. Red dot on this side, no red dot on the bottom. So I'm going to assume red dot equals top. Why not? You guys. So, thanks to Jason, I've also been ordering. I've got a bunch of parts over here that I've been ordering that I needed to add on to this. And Jason had been giving me some help with ordering some of those other parts. And yeah. So I'm hoping I have everything I need for the entire build, but there is a possibility I will have to, I don't know, order a few other little things, but they shouldn't be anything major. All the major parts should be here. Okay, so we have a box of parts here. First thing I see is just looks like some stepper motor cables. Okay, whole bunch of different stepper motor cables. Obviously various lengths to accommodate. So I just sort of back up. I bought a prefabricated, or not a fabricated, but I bought an actual kit. So you have the option on RatRig. You have the option of going on and saying, okay, I want the 500 by 500 or whatever size. And then you have the option of choosing your own parts. They have drop-down lists, and you can say, I want these stepper motors. I want this. I want that. I want that. I'm not knowledgeable enough to pick the parts that way. So I went with their standard package, whatever that happened to be. So, and that way everything is included for me that I should need, other than a few items that I had to order separately. I'll go over those after what they were. So first thing I see loose here is a stepper motor. Looks like a little pancake stepper motor. Looks like this was an afterthought throw in, because it's just sort of sitting there on top of everything. Cost in Canadian, I'll work that out, Stephen, and I'll work that out and see. Yeah, it looks like a little pancake stepper motor. This is a NEMA 17. These are NEMA 17 steppers. So yeah, little pancake guy. This box has DWIT 3 Mini 5 Plus Wi-Fi. I don't know if you can see that. Actually, what I should do, here, this might be better. If I flip to this camera and just show you guys as I open these things. So yeah, this is a DWIT 3 Mini 5 Plus Wi-Fi. So that's a board. I'm going to... Yes, so we open that and we have, oh man, so I even have to do all that little electronic crimping stuff myself too with all these things. Wow, okay. So there's a board in there, looks like an antenna. So if it's a Wi-Fi board, it's got an antenna. We have a little bit of a sticker here. Thank you for purchasing a DWIT product. Yeah, see, this is big league for me. These things. Looks like we have some pins and everything that I got to do some electronic stuff. Yeah, and I think I have all the proper tools for this. So it looks like a USB-S or whatever that cable is. I don't know. You guys are all like, he doesn't know what he's doing, and you're right. We're gonna get it all figured out, though. We're going to get it all together eventually, hopefully by Christmas. Okay, so we have that. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. This box, it says RatRig opened. I think they want me to open it. Mark, hello from Vancouver in the beach. Hi. Okay, let's see what's in the box that said opened. This looks like, let me get this angle down. They supplied the cables, but yeah, there's going to be some crimping stuff, I'm pretty sure, for some things. So this looks like some fans. Oh, this is a hot end. This is a E3D. Looks like an E3D V6 hot end. There we go. And we've got some end stops and some end stop cables. Hot end in here with the heater cartridge and the thermostat cable, some PTFE tubing. It's a direct drive hot end, from what I understand. And then here we have, oh, it looks like I've got BL Touch. BL Touch. We have a hot end cooling fan and a park cooling fan. And then here we have 440 volt AC, 4 amps. I don't know what this is. Let's have a look. My doorbell is going off. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, see if I can get this open, whatever this is. This is a, I'm not 100% sure what that is. Oh, is that one of those solid state relays? I think that's a solid state relay. Well, I bought one of those. I had no clue they were going to supply one, unless I need a second one. I think that's a solid state relay. So, I know you can hear my dog. He's upstairs. There's nobody home, and I don't want to lock him up. So he's just barking at the people going by. But yeah, I believe that's a solid state relay. So, yeah, for the bed. Oh, okay. But I do have another. I bought another solid state relay, so maybe I didn't need to because these guys included it. Anyways, that's fine. So the one I got, they weren't expensive, $35 or something. Okay, so that's what's in that box. Okay, let's continue on here. Oh, this is important. Okay, this is a piece of foam. Okay, now if you look at it, that's a really nicely cut piece of foam. Okay, so. Yeah, whatever. Okay. You can't be funny, what can you be? Okay, I'm not going to open this, but this looks like it is the rest of the stepper motors all packaged up here. So there's some stepper motors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stepper motors. So we have XYZ, we have a stepper motor for each of the lead screws. Yeah, we have stepper motors. We have stepper motors. And I have a RatRig card that says your rig, your rules. Cool. RatRig.com, little promo card. Cute. Okay. Z has 3. Yeah, 3 stepper motors for Z and 1 for X, 1 for Y. Hold on to your foam. You never know when you might need some. I do. I keep. I have a stash of stuff in the garage for packaging. Here we go. We have something called Power Supply by WeHo. WeHo. Okay. It looks like I assume this is a brand name. It's not a what's I'm having a brain fart here. It's not a Meanwell, but I'm going to assume WeHo is a decent name power supply. It's probably a brand name power supply over in Portugal or somewhere. So, but I would assume they would sell me a decent power supply. So, and I do have a tiny little power supply as well, I believe, for the heat bed, because I bought myself a tiny little Meanwell. It's the cutest little thing. I'll show you in a bit. So, based on the price, each bit of foam equals $20, pretty much. And we have a Bond Tech. I'm going to assume that's an extruder. Honestly, it feels like an empty box. It feels very light. Come on. Get this up out of the way a bit here. There we go. Let's just see what's in here. Oh. Dum da da da! Bondtech. Congratulations on your purchase of a Bondtech product. Oh, like the sticker. I'm all about the stickers. Okay, and then yeah, we have a Bondtech. I won't bother pulling this out because I think most of you guys have probably seen one. And there's some extruder parts, but we have a Bondtech direct drive extruder. Look at that. I think it's a direct drive extruder. Pretty sure. We'll package that guy back up. WeHo, popular Chinese PSU, but would still prefer a Meanwell. Okay. Well, I'm going to run the one they gave me. Meanwell power supplies are not expensive. And I don't think they are anyway. So, okay. So we have some stepper motors. I'm just going to put all this stuff back in the box after. That's why I'm kind of just leaving the box right here. So let's open this one up. I have another one that has a RatRig name and it says open. So let's go ahead and open this one and see what's in it. Okay, I know what this is just right now. This is all. I'm going to make this closer and a little higher. This looks like it's all the 3D printed parts. Yep, I can get rid of that. This is the bag of 3D printed parts. So beautiful. Okay, so there's some green, mostly green, and some black, and this is all PETG, I'm going to guess, or some of it may be ABS. And I did buy as well. So over here, some of you have seen it, some of you may not. But I've got a few rolls of this. I've used some of it, but this is a filament called Devil Design. And this filament came all the way from Sweden, I believe. Where did this come from? I don't remember where I ordered this from. Maybe it was Sweden. Anyways, this is the color. So that is the green color that they use. So I've ordered extra filament if I do need to print now, now or in the future if I have issues with parts. I have the exact matching filament to print it. And that was imported, and it's really, really, really good filament. It's PETG. It cost me, in Canadian, including shipping and exchange and everything, it was about $33 a kilogram, which is nothing. So, okay, so WeHo that size would have a cooling fan. Meanwhile, would be fanless for a similar size. So, interesting. Okay, so those are some parts there. There was another little package in here. Where did I put it? Right here. Another little package. So this is a DWIT 3 Mini 2 expansion connectors. So whatever those are for, DWIT 3 Mini 2 expansion connectors. That was in this box as well. And in this box, we have one more. Oh, that's heavy. That's pretty heavy. Let's put this here. Whatever this is, it's got some good weight to it, and I'm thinking, could this be? But I haven't unpacked yet. Let's guess what this could be. It's fairly heavy. Let's see. I'm not sure. Oh, the bolts, nuts and bolts and hardware. Of course. Nuts, bolts, washers, dryers. This is probably the hardware box. Duh. Because they do supply all the screws. I mean, that's heavier than my Prusa Mini. That's just the hardware. Lift and the belts. Okay. So there's a smaller belt. So we have a bag with a belt in it. There's no label, just a bag and a belt. Okay. Okay. This looks like those are just some aluminum parts. Yeah, okay, and these are it's all the hardware. It's all the corner pieces for putting the extrusions together for building the frame. These themselves are heavy. So these are all the corner parts for building the frame. Okay. We have, looks like some couplers and the things that go with the couplers. And then we have, a bag full of T-nuts. Bag of T-nuts. Oh, wow. And then one big bag. There's all the weight in this box. It is a bag full, chock full of hardware. We have some, whatever those things are called, roller spooler things where the belts go around. And man, it's just full of hardware. That's it. Wow. I'm even more intimidated now. Yikes. Okay, well, you know what? Not going to stay intimidated. I'm going to do this a step at a time. And it's going to work. So that must be the belt for the entire, that must be a belt enough for the entire printer. It is Core XY. So is it a continuous belt, or will I be cutting that? Anyways, so that's why that box is so heavy. It's all the hardware. There we go. So we have that. We have that. We have the extruder. We have the hot end and everything. Wow! All the pieces come together. Come together. Right now, over me. So there's all the pieces that RatRig sent. Whew. My fan's not hitting me and I'm hot. Wow. What's in the other box? What other box? What other box? Marcel? This other box in here was all the 3D printed parts. If that's the one you're referring to. That is that. Whew. I'm going to put this down. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay. And then, how long is it going to take to build, Paul? I'm going to do my entire build live, so I'm not rushing this at all. I don't know. So if I weren't, it'll go slow because I'm doing it live. If I weren't doing it live, I honestly don't have a clue how long it would take. I know that there's a couple other creators out there who have done these builds live. One of them, and I'm sorry, I'm just overwhelmed a bit here, so I'm having trouble remembering, but The one gentleman that did them, he did it, I think, over 7 or 8 streams. So I'll be happy if I get this thing built and running by the fall. So what are we into August? Today's the 1st of August. Jerry has set the benchmark for live stream build. There we go. It won't be done in one stream. I'm guessing it's going to be probably 5 or 6 or 7 streams, a couple hours each. So I'm not rushing it. If I can have this thing done, we're August, September. Let's put it this way. My birthday's at the end of October. It'd be a great birthday present if I have it up and running. So it all depends on how easy it goes for me. I've never done anything this big. The biggest build I've ever done is the Prusa Mark III, and that was a simple build because the instructions were so clear and precise. But then again, the RatRig instructions are very, very similar, laid out similar to the Prusa instructions. It's all online, step by step by step by step, in painful detail for each step, which is good, with comments on what issues people have had. So it's like they've taken a page from Prusa, or Prusa took a page from them. I don't know, but it's going to be, I'm not rushing it, but it's going to be a very rewarding build. And I do want to do the entire thing live. Yes. So common week-long project at most. Okay, Greg, I think for you, maybe for somebody, if some, you know what, if you're not streaming it and you've done this before and you know what you're looking at when you look at the boards and you've got experience in 3D printing, I don't know, a Joel, a Chris Neary's maybe, I could name a handful of these guys. And a handful of you guys that could probably sit down and have this thing built in a few days or a week if you worked at it every day, all day, or maybe even a couple days. I don't know. For me, it's not that simple. For me, it's going to take a bit. So, because number one, I'm not going to rush it because I want this to be a good printer. I'm having a custom table actually made for the base of this. I have a space over here. I've showed you guys, some of you guys before. Right over here, there is a mock, that little white frame in that space. That white frame represents the size of this printer. And I'm having a table built. I have a brother who's an iron artist in Ontario. He is custom building me a 3-foot by 3-foot solid table for this thing to live on. So this thing will live down here. I did measure. Yes, it will fit through my upstairs door if I ever have to remove it from this basement. And yeah, so I'm not rushing it because I want this printer to be good. I want it to be reliable, and I want it to be my go-to printer, especially if I get jobs, paid jobs that require good quality and speed and volume. So some of you have day jobs. Yes, thanks, Karen. That's true too. I have a full-time job as well. I have a family. I have a wife and I have a 5-year-old, so it's not that I can work on this every day. It'll likely be a Sunday live stream build. I may take a break one Sunday and get back to it. I may do it every Sunday. That's going to be maximum 2, maybe 2.5 hours per stream. So we'll see how it goes. I've got other things I want to do in between. I got the CR30 I want to build. For all of you guys, I don't know if anybody here has heard of the AtomStack Cambrian Pro printer. It's the rubber printer that prints 2.85 millimeters. It's got swappable heads, and it prints a rubber material. That's coming in next week. I've got the DHL tracking for that. That's going to be here on Tuesday. I'm going to be receiving that. So I want to build that for you guys too. So I've got a lot on my plate coming up. And so that's one of the reasons I'm a little overwhelmed, on top of the fact that this is very intimidating for me to be building this printer, but I'm going to do it, and I want to do it right. So is a 3D printer ever done? Well, yeah, that's true. Good point, Greg. Because I know that I've heard that I can do what's called, what's that? See, I'm flustered already. I'm probably going to use RepRap for this. But then there's always the what's that one called that people are always talking about right now? Man, it's big on the Voron, Clipper, right? I've been told, and I've watched some videos on Clipper. And I may look at doing Clipper after, but apparently I need a different motherboard or something to be able to run Clipper. But yeah, that may be down the road, but I want to get this running as it is, as a VCore 3 RatRig 500 by 500 printer kit that I got. I want to get it running and running well, and then I'm possibly, as Greg said, maybe I'll be upgrading some stuff on it. You never know. So I know, Kieran, it's not a bad place to be. I've got lots to go. I got lots of content. And plus I wanted to be doing videos as well as just live streams, because my channel stopped growing. My subscribers have leveled off. Nothing's happening. The most popular videos I have out there seem to be the ones where I'm doing modifications or comparing two printers or something like that. But I want to get some more relevant content out there for people, because there's not everybody going to be interested in building a RatRig or want to be interested in watching a RatRig be built. So I have to kind of find a life balance there. Plus, I'm getting into the CNC and lasering, which I'm loving. So I have got such a full plate. So you just did a series on that with the octopus. Okay, very cool. Very cool. You converted your FL Sun printers to Clipper. Yeah, I've read a lot about Clipper, and apparently it's great. But to me, it's like learning a foreign language right now at my age. But I know I can learn it, because all it is, I mean, I'm good at learning stuff if I watch it being done, and I'm a pretty quick learn. So I'll do that eventually. So I should have fallen off the scaffolding hanging that mural. That would have helped. Yeah, actually. The one thing you don't see in that time lapse of that mural hang is when I was lifting the upper board off to bring it down to the lower portion of the platform, I made a stupid mistake. Okay, and I'm not going to get into details, but it fell and it whacked right on my head. Actually, I've got a little cut on my head. It didn't bleed. It could have been worse. So I did get a good hit on the head, Kieran, on that scaffold thing. So yeah. Anyways, so the other stuff I got. So yeah, here, for instance, these are the extras that I purchased on top of the package. So here I have a solid state relay, because I thought I needed one. Now, unless this thing is going to take two, but I don't see. I think it's just for the heat bed. But this is it's an Omega brand solid state relay that I had picked up here. Why am I doing that when I have a close-up camera here? Oh my gosh. So let me get this Stream Deck here. So yeah. So I picked up this Omega brand. Oh, come on, light. Solid state relay. So this was supposed to be a really good brand. So we got that one as well for it. Okay. I don't know if I need this now, since they supplied one. I didn't know they were going to supply one. But that's all right. Got a spare one. I've got this, let's see what this part is. So I can open the bag here. Dum-de-dum-dum. That's what teeth are for, right? Huh. Don't know if I need to get that V-carve tonight. Let me just save that for next week. Here we go. So I got this part here, which is it's like a network connector. So for hooking it up, I think for hooking it up directly to the network versus Wi-Fi or something like that. Anyways, so we have a network connector here. They actually call this an RJ45 Cat6 socket type. So socket. And then the other bag of goodies, I have. I just bought it's just a connector package, just for some of the wiring, a connector package. I don't know if I need that. I don't know. This came as a 2-pack. Isn't that a wrapper 2-pack? Anyways, this came as a 2-pack. So this is a fused power supply for it. These were highly recommended. So those guys. This was printed. Jason was very kind enough to send me this, the STL files for this. This is the holder for the main display, which I had to get for my for the screen, basically. And speaking of the screen, that's what's in here. Is the where is the screen? Oh, right here. So this is the display that I got. So have the display. So that display is going to go in that 3D printed piece. And then I've got a Raspberry Pi 4. So this guy, Raspberry Pi 4. Yep, you got it, Greg. Raspberry Pi 4 with a 32 gig micro SD. And this little guy, oh, this is the cutest thing. That is a Meanwell, a little mini Meanwell power supply. I believe this is going to power the Raspberry Pi. So this is a Meanwell, oh gosh, I can't read that. That's too tiny for my eyes. I have bad eyes. It's a little mini Meanwell power supply, and that's going to power the Raspberry Pi. Apparently, that's what I was told that that's doing. And then this guy is a Sentinel filament sensor. So it is it's called Dye's Design Filament Sentinel. Apparently it's pretty much top of the line filament sensor. So yeah. So when you want to have a machine that big, I guess, yeah, you want a filament runout sensor, because if you're printing something really, really big, your chances are you're going to run out of filament at one point or another. And then I've got, oh, that's just the cable for the display that goes in here as well. So that's the additional parts that I purchased on top of everything that came from RatRig. So there we go. Oh, hi, Maddie. How are you? Glad to see you on there using Maria's phone. Very cool. Tell everybody I love them, and tell Kaylee happy birthday again for me. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but my fans on my live stream wanted me here. And so, yeah, that's okay. It's called a life balance. So there's all the additional parts. So there we go. Oh, but I got to bring this out again in case nobody saw this, but wow. Look at the build size. And that's a nice build plate like that. Look at that. I can't get over that size of this thing. It is. Now, gee, you think it's 500 millimeters? The actual plate is 507 millimeters. So really, in inches, so we're speaking 20 inches. 20 by 20 build volume. It's massive. It's big. That should handle anything I ever want to print, right up to apparently a full-size R2 dome. So, wow. And I like the finish. I like the build surface on that. That's pretty cool. So 120 volt, 1500 watts. So this is what the the solid state relay is for. I guess it controls the heat or the current going to this is what I'm guessing is that solid state relay is for, right? So very cool. Very cool. Well, that's it. That's the packages revealed, and that took us, wow, just about an hour, and that's sort of what I wanted to do tonight. I don't think I'm gonna. I know I said I might do a call you fans. Other people use different words. Yes, Greg, that is huge. It's massive. Well, the printer itself, my plan is to build it on this bench, but when you think about it, okay, here's one of the uprights. Okay, you're going to have this upright, probably with a cross beam like this. Okay, and then I've got to actually be able to, so I'm actually going to probably need a little step stool here and have the camera at a higher angle and probably be running into my microphone up here in order to actually build this thing. And yeah, that's wider than my bench. So it might actually work on the bench without having to have a board, but I think I will get a piece of plywood to put on top of the bench that's 300 by 300, or sorry, 3 feet by 3 feet. Yeah, because a 3-foot board, let's see. Yeah, 36 inches is right there. That's the size of the table I'm having built. So 3 feet, if I have a 3-foot board, it'll hold this thing for the build. You can hear my dog. I know this mic picks up everything. It's a great microphone, but it picks up everything. So, but yeah, but one thing for sure is when it's built, when it's ready to go to its new home, when I get the table in, which is being custom built for me, which will be a while, it's going to take 2 people at least to lift this thing. It's going to be heavy. So, oh, hey, Joe. That's a great idea. Because Lazy Susans aren't that expensive to buy, and I could probably buy like a 2-foot Lazy Susan or a 1.5-foot Lazy Susan. Joe Velasco, thank you. That's an excellent idea. Wow. You just earned a free membership to my channel if I ever get a membership going. If ever. Got to get 1,000 subs first, so... You leaving, Betty Boop? Take care. Thank you. Tell Jerry I missed him, and give Jerry a hug for me, okay? Or a slap on the back of the head, whichever you prefer. I kind of have a feeling I know what the answer is going to be there. So, yeah. Well, I don't think I'm going to stay on much longer. I was going to possibly carve something, but it's hot down here, and I'm tired. But I got this. It's some nice oak, solid oak. Love the smell of wood. Don't even go there. Karen, stop. I should know better than to say that with Karen on the stream.
Which phone number for Karen's 80?
Oh, I don't. Stop. Now, I did not ask you for anything, Siri. Stop. My phone's talking to me out of the blue now.
Which phone number for Karen's 80?
What is... Stop, watch. Stop. My watch is talking to me. But I just... There's something about wood and the feel of wood and the smell of wood. Yeah, see, Liam, thanks. Liam and Kieran, I tell you, when you 2 guys are on the stream, I got to be really careful. I'm going to give you just some more stuff that you can play with here. I know. But there's something about, I don't even know why I'm saying this or why I'm going here, but there's something about a nice piece of wood. Just the look, the feel, and the texture. And the smell, I mean, I don't know. There's just something about a nice quality piece of wood that I don't know. It's a feeling. I love it, and I'm excited to carve into this. I want to do, and I don't know what I want to do yet, but I want to use the V carving bit. I want to carve out a nice little frame, and I want to make something for my first piece out of this oak that I can be proud of. So I want to take my time and do that. Does my wife know about my wood fetish? Well, if she doesn't, she may be watching now. And Maddie may be watching now and watching this. But yeah, I bought a plank of this oak. It was, and I cut it up into smaller pieces just to try. Who was mentioning it last week? I think it was you, Liam. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Oh, and by the way, Mike, I'm glad you came on. I still have that email that we were talking about. I have not forgotten that I owe you that roll of filament, but I haven't got my decals printed yet. And I know you said you weren't in a mad rush. So believe me, I have not forgotten about it. And it's sitting at my office ready to go, but I want to send you decals with it too. And I just, here we are, the printer that does his own stuff last, but that's customers always come first. So just so you know, I haven't forgotten about it and you will get them. So, but yeah, Liam, I was going to say, man, is that a mosquito down here? Either that or I'm just seeing things or I hit my head too hard last week. 3040 upgrade kit. Yeah, I had to. I'm kind of falling in love with the engraving thing after the successful job I did this week. So, and it wasn't that much. So I've got a few upgrades coming in from SaneSmart, including a 20,000 hour.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
I'm not talking to you, watch. Stop. Here, I'm going to take my watch off. It thinks I'm talking to it. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying to trigger the watch. So anyways, I've got a few upgrades coming in. And Bearcore, no, Breakcore. Sorry, I told you I'd mess that up. I got the email that you sent in for sure. It was a busy week last week. I had to do a big wall mural. I had to print and install that. I'm not making excuses, but I'm not forgetting about everybody or anybody that's asked me to do anything. It's just it takes time to get to these things. So because I'm a one person, we're a small business, and there's a lot on the go. So no, I have not forgotten about anybody. I promise I won't forget you. But I got the 3040 upgrade. I've got the 20,000 spindle upgrade, which needed an upgraded power supply, which is fine, and the aluminum housing upgrade as well. So I got a few things coming in that I'm good, because I wanted to that name I needed it a little bigger, but I couldn't go that big on this. But if I have the 400 millimeter upgrade, I can actually do quite a bit more. So to the 60, don't tell me that. Please don't. Stop. I might have been hitting the button with my fat wrist to trigger the watch or something. But anyways, took the watch off, phone and watch are off. They're sitting here. They're happy on their own. As long as I don't say, hey, Siri. Oh, I haven't said, hey, Siri up yet on my new phone. So, okay. Anyways, I digress. I was talking about my love for wood. Anyways, no. I'm excited to try some solid oak. There was a choice between a few pieces, but I just love the look of this. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice, the finish on this thing. And so I want to do something really nice, whether it's my YouTube name or something like that. You know how people have those little things in the background with their whatever. Anyways, I want to do something nice like that, and maybe paint the once it's done, paint inside it and do a little bit of a coat on top or something like that. But I'm going to work on that. So I cut myself 3 pieces to play with. Okay. And I've got the different bits. So these are the bits that came with the machine. It's like a V bit or a V carve bit. Hang on, let me get this on let me get my glasses on. Let me bring this camera over here. Let me get this on the close-up camera to show you guys. So the one that came with the actual machine looks like this. Let me focus on this if I can. There we go. Kind of looks like that, and there it is sort of from the top view, okay? It's just basically a standard, I think what they call a carving bit. This happens to be, I believe it's a 30-degree carving bit, okay? Whereas the actual V-bit that I got from, they look like this. So this is the V-bit I got, 2 of them. So it came in a kit. So that's one V-bit there. I think that's not the 90-degree. I think that's the 70-degree or something. Anyways, I got 2 different angles. So no, maybe that is the 90-degree one. Yeah, that's the 90-degree, and this is the other one. So. And those are the V-bits that are the actual V-bits. So I'm excited to try those out. So anyways, here we go. Speaking of V-bits and wood and all that, I'm going to go back. I'm just going to put these back in the case over here. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about playing around with this thing and doing some pretty decent carvings on it. So anyways, I'm always glad to see you guys, Marcel, and thanks. It is nice wood. So, anyways, thanks for joining me tonight, guys. For those of you that stuck with me, I know it's not as big a crowd as I usually get, but it is a long weekend here in Canada, so some of the Canadians might be doing family stuff. But anyways, we unboxed the RatRig. We're not starting the build yet, but that's going to be coming pretty soon. But it's exciting, and I just need to build up the nerve to get going on this thing, and doing it in front of you guys is going to be like, ugh. But you guys are all understanding. So thank you all for popping in. I'm just going to go over here, get ready for my exit screen, if I can get my mouse. And you guys have a wonderful week. And everybody that's emailed me, I have not forgotten about you, I promise. I will get to everybody eventually. So you guys all have a great week, and thanks for popping in, and we'll talk to you guys later. Good night, Mark. Have a good time in Vancouver. It was great to see how they shipped. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad everybody enjoyed this. For all you guys that did hang out, I do appreciate it. So everybody have a great week. We'll catch you soon. Bye-bye. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. I'm still live. Here we go. I'm going to say goodbye again, but this time it's going to work. Bye.